Welcome to the Dub Show. I appreciate you guys, man. Check me out.
I caught an L at a young age, stretched out. Getting 24, homie, I got 5 out. Now on YouTube, trying to get a paper route. Coming till you know the deal, we on some grown shit.
What's cracking, everybody? New video. So today's video is going to be on the toughest prison in America, in my opinion. Now, obviously, I've never been to another prison system outside of California. So anyone seeing this from outside of California, if you believe that your system somehow is rougher, tougher than California, then here you go. You have some content. It's all good. Do your thing. I don't talk about this in order to brag, because there's nothing to brag about. It's the reality of doing time in California. I would like to begin with, everybody knows that California is basically the mecca of street gang activity, right? The oldest gangs, pretty much street gangs, come out of California. You have gangs that are over 100 years old out here. I'm not sure if people understand how ingrained all these years later, over a century later, how ingrained gang mentality and gang activity is in California's fabric. Those of you who don't know, there are gangs within police departments, cop gangs, right? Even worse than that, or I don't know if it's worse when you think about it, is within the California prison system. There have been known to have been several different gangs. One which thrives today, still exists, and will probably be the one to last the longest, and will probably not be eradicated. There's one, and let's be clear. So if you go to the Prison Guard channel, those of you that haven't seen it, search the Prison Guard channel. It's a great channel, a new channel that just started. He's close to 10,000 subscribers now, I think. 10,000 is a milestone. It'll open up other opportunities for him. But those of you who have seen his channel will probably tell me, we're like, well, wait a minute. He's a prison guard. I watched his channel. He was asked about it, and he said he never saw it. You guys have to understand. You guys, I've said in other videos several times, and I'll say here again. When you're a product of the Department of Corrections out here in California, when you have a conversation, even a video like the Prison Guard, what he had to say, listen to what he says, but pay attention to what he doesn't say, okay? You have to be able to read between the lines in order to survive out here. The Prison Guard said that he had personally never seen any COs who were involved in gangs, right? Prison Guard also never saw Northerners in any prison he was in. Does that mean Northerners don't exist? Absolutely not. Also, the Prison Guard has made it clear, and I commend him, I applaud him for this. He said there are certain things and certain groups within the Department of Corrections that he will never talk about, because no matter who you are, they can't touch you if they feel like it. He's a smart individual. He's smarter than some of these YouTubers that did time. So he's not saying they don't exist. Listen, he's saying he never saw them. So it's true, they exist, and they're very dangerous. They would especially be dangerous to a former CO, lieutenant or not, because he's easier for them to find. So I applaud that man once again. So that's just a little glimpse of how ingrained gang thinking, gang mentality is in California, where even police, sheriff, and correctional officers have formed their own gangs to commit crimes. Surviving our system out here is pretty easy, actually. You know, everybody knows about, they have, well, not, doesn't, they don't know, but you guys don't know, but you've heard about the politics of California. You've heard me talk about it slightly, not in depth, but how there are, you know, certain groups don't interact with each other. I have said, the prison guard has also said, these things are not based on racism. These things are based on security. Because when people say, well, the Mexicans don't mess with the blacks. Yeah, but within the Mexican groups, historically, they didn't mess with each other either. That can't be based on race then, right? They're the same race. They're the same ethnicity. No, it's security purposes. CDC now is a little bit different, but one thing is, let me say this first too. Me having done so much time, me having gone through the youth authority and being able, you know, the youth authority taught you a lot, man. You really become, you learned how to read people pretty damn quick in YA. So when you went to the Department of Corrections, you had an advantage over others that didn't go through that system, right? But one thing that you can tell, usually off the top, when you meet someone, I can meet somebody out here. I can meet another parolee, and within a couple minutes, I can know how he did his time and probably what levels he did his time on, by the way he's conducting himself and he's speaking. You know, a lot of times I'm asked about other channels. Hey, what do you think about this guy? Hey, how do you feel about this guy? What do you think about what he said? And if you notice, I don't engage in that stuff. Because when you hit California and you hit a level 4, a 180 especially, you don't talk about other people. You know, I used to be involved in stuff, and I used to sell dope on the yards, you know, now and then. And I remember guys used to come to me and they would want to start talking to me about stuff, and I knew immediately, like, hold on, this is business related. I don't want to know their business. So I would tell them, hold up, homie, are me and you about to make some money off of something together? Oh, nah, but then I don't want to know. Don't tell me your business. Someone that asked me, it might have been Googleplex, to talk about the circle of suspicion that I had mentioned one time. This is one thing that you guys should really, you know, this is a key to surviving out here in this Department of Corrections out here in California. If it's not your business, don't make it your business. I'll give you an example. So let's say I'm a dummy and I don't know no better. A guy comes over to me and he, you know, we kind of know each other. We may even know each other from the streets, but when you get into the prison system, it's a different thing. He may be involved in other things that you're not involved in that are pretty heavy, right? Or you may be, and he's not. But let's say you don't know any better and he starts talking to you about some dope that he had coming in, and you don't know enough to stop that conversation immediately and be like, hey, homie, look, I don't even want to know, homie. That's not my business. You know, hopefully you can work that out, but I'm going to head over here. I got to, you know, I'm going to play some handball or something, right? A smart man will do that. You nip that conversation immediately before he can get into details. You know why? Because the dummy that listens to him, let's say that the next weekend something happens, the clavo gets caught, the dope gets caught. This guy that was talking to you goes through the hole. When he goes through the hole, he starts thinking. People back there that are bored, they love action. What happened, homie? Man, Holmes, you know, this happened. I think somebody ratted on me. Oh, yeah? Well, who knew about it? Who did you talk to about it? You may not have done anything. You more than likely didn't. But see, now your name is in the circle of suspicion. Because he's going to mention everybody he talked to. Damn, homie, I talked to this vato, that. These guys he's talking to don't know you. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But you see how dangerous it becomes? Now you're under investigation. You don't even know. You're in your cell chilling. You're on the yard chilling. But because you let somebody talk to you about something that had nothing to do with you, it became your problem. That's why I always say I don't want to inherit other people's problems. I'm very picky about the things I talk about. And the questions that I'm willing to answer, because I do not want to inherit other people's problems. Along with that, another main thing is mind your own business. That actually is hand in hand with that. If your Sally comes in talking about something, if you are going through something, you don't go into details with whatever the issue is. If you can't figure something out, you can get at an older homie that you trust. But be careful what you say. Again, prison is full of miserable people that enjoy seeing action on the yard. There are those who really do give a damn about younger homies, right? But then there are others who just, I told a story once about I had a cellie, and he asked me if I slammed heroin. I told him I don't fuck with needles. I've never used that in my life. And he was like, oh, all right. He goes, I love giving bottles their first shot. And I said, why? He goes, because I love to ruin their lives the way mine was ruined. And outside of that, he seemed like he was a cool dude. But once I knew that about him, I was like, damn, this dude, I couldn't stand him. I actually tried to fight him, and I drank one time in the CDC, and that was with him. And all night I kept calling, get off your bunk, Holmes, get off. And he was a paisa, and he knew, that was. But anyways, he in the morning he was like, hey, look, my paisa lives over here with a vato from down south. Can we? And I was like, yeah, it's all good. That could have been a real bad mistake on my part. I was new. I was a YA baby, went in there and didn't like something he said, felt it was one of the most scandalous things you could say, and wanted to react. But anyways, those are two things right there. Really, one, if you think about it, minding your own business. People ask me, hey, what if somebody comes from out of state to California? Dudes from California don't care about that. You come from out of state, fine, just be a man. In the California Department of Corrections, you just carry yourself like a man. You mind your own business. You don't gossip about other people. Don't speak about stuff that you're not a part of. You'll be fine. If you're raza and there's something jumps off that has to do with other races, you'll be expected to participate. But other than that, if you do your time and you mind your own business, you will be allowed to do your time. As soon as you stick your nose in other people's business, you have gone from the bleachers to the playing field, and now it's time to play ball. That's not a good thing for people, especially if they're not from this state. But I personally have seen bottles from Arizona, New York, and New Mexico. I've been on yards with dudes from there, and nothing happened to them unless they put themselves in a position to where they have to be treated the way everyone treats everyone else. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, whatever you do, don't gamble in prison. You can gamble. They say, don't do drugs in prison. You can do drugs in prison. But the thing is, don't be a pig. Don't gamble outside of your means. Don't purchase anything outside of your means. The majority of the hits you see in prison actually have to do with drug debts. People get sick. They want more. They want more. They go to every connect they can. The connects aren't talking to each other. Next thing you know, he's got a $10,000 debt or $4,000 debt. He can't afford that. How's he gonna afford that? He's only got a few days to pay that. He can't pay that. So now next thing you know, he's hit. My advice at the end of the day, again, mind your own business and be a man. That's how you survive out here. Luckily in California, we don't have that whole because the way the races are segregated, and then within that, the different factions are segregated. You're not going to see people being raped out here. You're not going to see people get socked and their stuff took from them. It doesn't work like that. If you're going to put your hand, at least for the raza, if they decided there's a decision made, they got to put their hands on you. They put steel on you, right? And even then, I've never seen where somebody got hit to where they steal from them afterwards. It's just that's not what men do, But anyways, this video is already long enough. Hopefully, I answered some of the questions I get asked a lot. I know it's a Sunday and you guys are watching the playoffs today. So I don't expect a lot of views, but hopefully this was informative to whoever had been asking. Everybody, please stay safe, stay smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them. I will be putting a link to the merch somewhere in this video for people. A lot of people have been asking about merch. If you're not subscribed to the channel and this just popped up on your feed, do me a favor. If you liked it, subscribe, check out some of my old stuff, get to know the channel. And if you have any questions and I feel I can answer them, I definitely will. So stay safe, stay smart, and tell the ones you love them. I'm out.
Hey, welcome to the Dub Show. I appreciate you guys, man. Check me out.
I caught an L at a young age, stretched out. Getting 24, homie, I got 5 out. Now on YouTube, trying to get a paper route. Come and chill, you know the deal, we on some grown shit.